Ladies and gents, let's have a little bit of a pep talk. I just wanted to get into some aspects of the way the way I may come across when I do some of this content that I put out here for everyone to see. So, I know sometimes I have this very serious, stern face, and, and I don't seem very joyful or happy when I'm talking about certain things. But that has nothing to do with my own state of being or even how I am feeling about myself. You can be certain of that. Okay? I know how I feel about myself, and I know how I love my own life and myself for that matter. But here's the thing. The reason why sometimes I'm not like a lot of people that do this type of content that you may see on this platform that are always in this like new agey, lovey dovey, sort of like almost fake persona, so to speak, when they're doing their stuff all the time, is because I want to be myself. If I cannot be authentic when I'm making my material here for people to look at, then I don't see a point in doing it. I am not an actor. I am not a performer. I've done enough of that throughout my life. And I know the negative impact that these things have had because of that. When I decided to change my life, I made this vow and promise to myself that I will never fake anything anymore. I just want to be who I am. So the reason why sometimes in some of my videos I have this very serious face and it sounds like I may be even, how do you say it, angry when I'm doing some of the rants that I'm doing about speaking about general things about the state of the world and humanity and all these things, is because, well, first of all, there is this frustration aspect that exists when you know you are part of a very small minority of people when it comes down to the whole of humanity. And you know that you alone can't really do much to make enough of an impact to change things. People can tell them that kind of stuff all they want, but when you have small numbers, you can't do much to change things in a big way. So sometimes it's exhausting to see that no matter how, there's a lot of people out there, oh yeah, people are waking up, people are waking up. Yeah, well, there's a difference between waking up and, you know, beginning to question things and see that some things just aren't right and something is off. There's a huge difference there. And I'm not going to go into details and explain that because I've talked about that in multiple videos before. Think of it as my way of showing how much I care and how much I want for you to have the best you can possibly have in your life. Kind of like a parent teaching their children the important lessons and the things that actually matter, so that one day when you're not around anymore, they will remember you. When certain things happen in their lives, they will remember the things that you said. And they will be like, wow, he was right. She was right. They were right, right? Because this is what happens. And we all experience this through our parents. When our parents are teaching us certain lessons and about life and things like that, there comes a time in our lives when we grow up and we become adults and we experience some of these things that they taught us about and they told us about. We have that aha moment and we experience that, right? We're like, wow, my mother was right. My dad was right. Right? We all experience these things. So this is what I'm trying to do here. When I make my content, I know I'm not always the smiley kind of type of person, but it's just part of who I am and my personality. It's part of my stoicism and part of the lessons that life has taught me. Because I've endured a lot of things. So when I go back and I talk about some of these things, and I'm trying to give people some type of direction and advice on how to go on about the parts of life that matter for all of us. You are reminded of some of these things as you talk about them and all that. So that's the reason why a lot of the times not that I don't really think I should be explaining myself about this, and this is really not the point of the video. I just wanted to talk about it really because I don't know, for the past few days I felt like, you know what, I'm gonna talk about this. Just as, a clarification, a good way of communicating and having an open channel. So yeah, it's just the way I am, guys. There will be days that I will be more like this now, especially when I'm out here in good weather and stuff. But there will be times when I will feel tired and exhausted, and you feel the weight of the world on you sometimes when you know what's at stake. When you try to think, when you try to picture things, 20, 30 years from now, especially when you have kids and you want to see a good future for everyone, because people deserve to have a good life. And then you look at the state of things and you're like, damn, will people ever learn from all of this? Is it ever going to get any better? You see all these people talking about, we're shifting the earth, the new earth, the 5D, the shift, the shift. That's coping. That's coping. Stop coping and be real. I've been in this realm for 50 plus years, and I'm here, and I'm telling you, from what I have seen so far, it really feels like we haven't learned much, if anything. And when I'm talking about we, I'm talking about the whole of humanity. I'm not talking about a few individuals like myself and a good amount of other people that are out there that know and understand how things are today and what is required of us to do to try and make this place be a better place for everybody else. So, yeah, it feels weird sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like an episode of The Twilight Zone. Because I would love to tell you that, 5, 10, 20 years from now, this world is going to be so different than it is today and so much better for everybody on this realm. That wars will not be a thing anymore. Peace is going to reign supreme. Everybody's going to have abundance and have everything that they need to have a good and comfortable life. I would love to be the one to tell you this, that this is how it's going to be 10, 20 years from now. But when I ask myself the question honestly, does it really look like this is the direction that we're going? If I'm going to be honest with the answer, then the answer will be no. I'm not lying to myself. So yeah, there will be some people out there who keep talking about these things. Oh yeah, the new earth is being born. Yeah, maybe. But that earth that you are picturing in your mind through this coping mechanism and self-denial, perpetuation, that's not going to happen perhaps for another 500 to 1,000 years. If we keep going at the pace that we are going right now and remaining on passive mode forever. And this is really all I wanted to talk, you know? Being passive won't make any change or any difference in this world. That is the one thing that is absolutely certain. So as long as people are indifferent about stuff and keep telling themselves, I don't care, this is not my problem, I'm just going to keep living my life however I want to live my life, right? Because we have the right to be that way. And this is the beauty of free will. But it's going really slow from what I can tell so far. And I truly, really hope that this changes. And then something happens that will massively speed up this process. Because until that day comes, looking ahead, it's not a very enticing thing to do, to be honest. And perhaps it shouldn't be the thing, right? We're meant to live in the now and be present anyway and worry about the now. Because thinking about what may be or what it was, it's not going to do anything for you right now. So maybe I'm looking at it the wrong way. Maybe that's what it is. So if you like the content, don't forget to click the like button, share, subscribe, and I will catch you all on the next one. Be safe. Take care. Until next time, my friends.